Amit Asa, former Shin Bet officer, joins me here in our studio, and Samer Sinijlawi, a member of the Palestinian Fatah movement, joins us from Jerusalem. Thank you both, gentlemen, for taking the time this evening. Amit, I'll start with you by asking what does Israel wants on the Palestinian front vis-a-vis Gaza and vis-a-vis the West Bank?
When we're talking about the workers, that's what you're asking. There's a big question about it, because when we are saying that we had the problem with the concept and the of what is going on in front of us, meaning what the Palestinian wants, and we thought that if we will give them the opportunity to earn some money, to work in our side, to have a prosperity, maybe we can speak with them in other language, and then they will leave the wish to kill us and to destroy Israel. But this conception was fall down in the 7th of October. And this is a problem for us now to believe that if the Palestinians are getting into our side and we are giving them the opportunity for prosperity, it will give us some quiet. So in that case, we don't have to let them get in Israel, to work in Israel and to have some money from Israel or prosperity, as we are talking about. But from another hand, Israel needs workers, and we have to give the economic issue some kind of a result, or some kind of solution to get out from it.
So Samer Sinijlawi, thank you so much for being with us. So looking from the Palestinian angle, obviously October 7th attack on Israel took its toll, and you know, there is no nice word to say it. Israelis are afraid now to work with Palestinians, so you in a way pay the price.
Well, I can understand that there is a cocktail of feelings inside the Israeli street, and it's anger, it's lack of sense of security, mistrust of the other side. These are all feelings that we can understand. But I think we should both, Israelis and Palestinians, start to think in a way that maybe the choice of a war with no choice is not the best path that we should go through. Maybe the best reaction towards what happened in the 7th of October and every day after should be a path of peace of no choice. We will continue to be living in this small piece of land together, millions of Palestinians and millions of Israeli Jews. And we need to find a way that we start looking at each other as the solution to each other and not the problem to each other. Now, with the issue of the Palestinian workers in the West Bank, I am 100% confident that the recommendation of the Shin Bet, where your guest has been employed for years, and I think he knows the Shin Bet better than me and you. The army, the military intelligence, the police, when all of these come and say, for the best sake of Israel interest, and under all the security sensitivity, because now all these agencies are very sensitive in taking decisions after 7th of October. If before the 7th of October there was some margin of tolerance, now it is almost zero. They know how to judge on things. If all of these say that it's the best interest of Israel to allow the workers, who is Ben Gvir to try to impose?
Yes, but Samer, you went, my friend, very far. I ask you a simple question. You said we have to work together, to live together here. But we saw the latest poll within the Palestinian people in the West Bank, 90% support for Hamas, which means, in Israeli eyes, if you support Hamas, and Hamas did what it did on October 7th, so it might do the same in the West Bank. And if that's the case, we don't want to do anything with the West Bank. That's 1 + 1 gets to be 2. As simple.
Well, the level of anger and fear and mistrust is not only inside the Israeli street, it's also inside the Palestinian street. I will give you one example. I know a lot of very left-wing Israelis, very left-wing, to the extreme, that were, before the 6th of October, calling for independent Palestinian state on the borders of 67 with East Jerusalem as its capital, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Now, these same friends, they are not willing to call for ceasefire, simple ceasefire. So the mood, the general mood on both sides is
because, but Samer, you know why? Because we were beheaded, raped, killed, burned, and kidnapped to Gaza. So if once we hear Abu Mazen saying that he opposes that he condemns that, the Israelis will look at him differently.
You are talking to a Palestinian that has two friends. I know two friends, two Israeli friends who lost their lives on the 7th of October, Ophir Liebenstein and Vivian Silver. And I was in the funeral of Vivian Silver in Kibbutz Gaza. So I do share with you the pain. I do share with you the sadness. But I still tell you that also the Palestinians every day see very hard pictures coming out of Gaza, where also people are losing their lives. So in a way or another, the streets are very angry. And we need to respect this. And
as a result of the attack.
Yes, there is something that really I doubt about this poll, exactly this poll. How can any organization claim that it has done some kind of polling inside Gaza? There is no communication means in Gaza.
No, the poll, I think, was in the West Bank. But let's, please, Samer, let's wait for a second. Let Amit.
Yes, I want to ask you one question, because you speak very well about recognize us with our suffering, but 90% of West Bank people are not recognizing Israel as a legitimate state, and the Jewish people are legitimate here in Israel. This is the main problem. When we are speaking to people that wants Palestinian state from the sea to the river, that means that Israel is delegitimate in the area, and we can't speak even if in the same level. It's no basic for our speak. For our negotiation, maybe. What do you say about this? Because it's 90% delegitimate of Israel in the West Bank.
I will never judge the Israelis based on what Ben Gvir or Smotrich says, or based on what.
But I'm asking you a simple question, I think. What the opinion of the people in the West Bank about delegitimate or legitimate of Israel from the sea to the river?
Please.
Yeah. So I also would expect that the Israelis don't judge the whole Palestinian people based on certain extreme individuals. I know my people, and trust me when I tell you that the majority of Palestinians not only recognize the right of Israel to exist, also we recognize the historical rights of Jews in this land. There has been always Jews in this land from thousands of years. And we were together with the Jews. That's why we recognize we are the witnesses that there has been a Jewish heritage in this land, because we lived together with the Jews in this land, same land. And we expect that the Israelis also recognize our historical right in this same land. So if we had this mutual history together, we should be able to find a mutual future together. The problem is not the people. The Palestinian people can shift their mood quickly.
So what is the problem?
And you can see the problem is the lack of leadership
in the Palestinian arena as well. Abu Mazen is a problem.
In the Palestinian arena for the past 100 years, we never had leadership. Our real Nakba is the lack of leadership. We have never had a leadership that could seize a historical moment and achieve something,
So
one step for the Palestinians.
Yes, Samer, let me answer that.
And if you allow me just to tell you something,
Go ahead.
once we have a leadership on the Palestinian side that is representable to the Palestinian, that is transparent, and that is working for the sake of the Palestinian, it will push the
Yes.
Palestinian people towards accepting more
Amit.
good relations with the Israelis.
Amit, we Israelis hoped for many years to have better relations with the Palestinians, two-state solution, peaceful area, etc. I think that ended on permanently on October 7th or until for a long, long time.
I think it depends, okay? I have an optimistic point of view, and it's connected to what he said. If he said, and we can believe, that Palestinians can change their point of view about legitimate of Israel here in the region, it will take some time because we have to educate them from the beginning. Because what we see is that for 20 years in schools, in education, people, as they are kids, they know that they have to hate the Israeli, and they know that they have to kill the soldier of the Israelis, and they have to know that Palestine is from the sea to the river. Now, if we want to change it, first change it in education. First change it from the point of view of people. And it will take time. So I have the optimistic point of view, but it's not now because they will not change their mind in a minute.
Amit Asa, Samer Sinijlawi, we have to sum up, and we want to thank you both, gentlemen, for being with us tonight. I promise it will be continued.